everybody, it's Joy with joyslife.com, and today what I need to do is to find some way to put all of these in some kind of protection, a little holder or something like that, because I've got all of these Sussex dies that I bought, and I know I'm going to want to keep the instructions for a long time, so I'll remember how to use each die. So what I've decided to do is to run each one of these long little sheets through my Your Story, and then I'm going to bind them together, and hopefully that'll work out well for me. That way I can quickly just flip through the dies and find their corresponding information. Here's one from Stampin' Up. It's how to make a little, what they call a milk carton, and it's kind of neat, but it's got a lot of folds and everything, so that might not be something that I exactly remember how to do, you know, just by looking at it, because when you punch it out, it's got all these little places in it, and it just kind of looks like a little piece of paper when you're looking at it. The way you can tell which one you have is that on the side, they're all marked. So that one has Stampin' Up mark there on it, and if they're from Stampin' Up, that's what they'll say. And then this one just says, create a bow. I love this. I've got some tutorials about using this thing, or I used it around Christmas. It's great. It's so cool because you make your own little bow. One of the really neat things about using these Sussex dies, as opposed to just using the Cricut, is you can run thicker material through it using a Big Shot or a Cuttlebug or something like that. I really would prefer to use the Big Shot to run through heavy material. Well, let's go ahead and run all of these things through my Your Story. Well, today I'm strictly using the Your Story to laminate, so I'm just going to turn it on by pressing this button, and it'll need to heat up. What I also have is just a big box full of laminating sheets or pouches, and I bought this one through Amazon. I'll make sure that there's a link on my post on my site for this, because this is really great. It's I got 100 of them, and it wasn't terribly expensive, so if you're new to the Your Story, you don't really have to worry about making a mistake with 100 of them. You're eventually going to figure it out. It's really not hard. You open the pouches and just insert whatever you're going to put in there. So we'll open that up, and there's let me move the box out of the way now that you've seen that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is just lay this pouch down, and I will get something that I want to laminate. Okay, we're going to try this one first. This is the milk carton one that I showed you. I am going to cut off part of this because I really don't need the information that is not in my language. Yay, I can cut. Okay, so there's that. Now we've got this little piece here, and you can put more things in your laminating pouch and then just cut it down to the size you need. But for now, I'm just going to show you this one, and I might as well stick it in the middle. I can't reuse the laminating pouch after you've already sent it through the laminator, of course. So we have that, and it's just all ready to go. And what we're going to do as soon as this finishes heating up, and it will let us know when it's ready, is we're just going to send it right through this little slot here. I know it doesn't look like much, but there's actually a very small slot right here, and you just send it through. We'll also press the laminate button when we're ready. Oh, there we go. It's heating up. I forgot to press the button. Okay, I don't use it very often. We'll get it. We've got a green light, so we're all ready to go. So let me zoom out, and then we'll go ahead and we'll put the pouch in. So this is how I've decided to do it. It's just away from the edge a little bit. You can get as close to the edge as you want. I just want to be able to trim it. So now I'm just going to send this through there. You just give it a little gentle push, and then it pulls it through the rest of the way. Let's see if I can turn this so you can see it come through the back. Okay. So there it is, taking its time, but it's going through, and the end that's coming out is totally laminated. I just love this thing. It's so cool. Ta-da! Almost. Ta-da! Okay, now it's done. So I'll just take it out, and you see what a great job it does? Look at that. That is so cool. So now I just need to do the rest of them. So all I'm going to do is take a pair of scissors and trim it down. So I've got my little Tim Holtz Tonic scissors. You can use whatever you have. You could even put this in a trimmer to do it and just trim it like that. So totally ready, all laminated. Now I'll have this forever, or as long as I intend to keep it. And I'm just going to go ahead and run the rest of them through. Then I'm going to put a little hole in here using my Crop A Dile, and I'll hook all of these things together. I wanted to show you one little situation I ran into. I've got these really long dies, and so the little thing that comes with them is also very long. So all I had to do was just trim it down. So when you run into that problem, just do the same thing. This is just gone in sideways instead of long like I did the other one. So it's no big deal. You still send it through the same way, but I've just turned the object inside it a different direction. So very simple. We're still just going to trim it down the same way. Now I'll just send that through. So don't be afraid to cut these things to fit your needs. Sometimes it can make you a little nervous thinking about cutting your instructions or these little pictures and everything because you don't want anything to happen to them, which is completely understandable, but you need to make them fit what you need them to do. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and put the cut wherever you would like it. And I am using my Fiskars trimmer to help me out too. Really like this thing. I show it to you frequently, but I do appreciate it. I do have a more expensive trimmer for really fine detail work, but for quick things, this thing is awesome. And that's the score blade, and that's the cutting blade. And oops, a little piece of paper stuck in there. And then to make it wider, you just open the arm out like that. And so you can measure all the way to 12. Oh, looks like 15 inches. So that's nice. I haven't needed to measure that wide, so I didn't know that. All right, looks like my thing is ready to come out now. Let me pull a little closer, and we will take it out. See? Worked out just fine. Okay, I wanted to tell you one thing. I finished, for one thing, that's good. But the other thing is, look at all these boxes that we've got left over. Don't throw them away. You can cut these down and use this acetate to make projects and things. You can make little books and all kinds of stuff. So you wouldn't want to run this through your story though, because it'll melt it probably. But you can still use this in your Sissics, your Big Shot or Cuttlebug or whatever, and cut little things out. You can of course use a pair of scissors too. And these Tim Holtz scissors are really good to cut all kinds of things. They do a great job. They can cut this stuff as well as ribbon, and I just like these, so yay. Now what we need to do, let me get all these boxes or dig everything out from under them. What I have is a box stuck to that. Okay, what I have is everything that I've laminated. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff here, and I'm just going to cut it down, and then I'm going to use these, or at least one of these, to bind all of them together. And these are just these little clips that can help you. I've got some in colors and some aren't, but look at that. I had to color code them. What a weirdo. Anyway, but these other ones are just plain. Now these I got from Office Depot, so they're just very, standard. You can get them anywhere. I also got these from there, but they were more expensive because they're in colors. I'll just use one of these probably for this project because it's not going on a book or a gift or anything like that. So I'll get one of these out. I'm going to use my trusty Crop A Dile to punch the hole. Alright, I'll meet you back when I've got that ready. Okay, I'm all ready to assemble everything. I've gone ahead and made some of the holes and some of the things that I laminated using my Crop A Dile, but I'll show you how that works. So I already made like a little template here of where I like the hole to be. So a few of these are already cut. You can do a bunch at a time because the Crop A Dile is really, really strong. What I'm going to do is to use the biggest hole function that's on here. So it would be this one. Now I'm going to line it up with this little hole right here. So I've moved this to the 3/16, which is the size of this hole. And now I'm just going to line it up, and then we just push down. So I'm able to cut all the way through this whole stack of laminated pages and make a perfect hole. So I just love this. It is one of my favorite tools. So now all I have to do is you just open up this little thing and then slip all of the things onto it. I hope this video is helpful to you, and I hope you'll come back and see me at joyslife.com. Bye!